How is everyone? First of all, thank you for showing up. My name is Kellie, and Maxwell, come here. Come here. And this is Maxwell. And Maxwell got a haircut, didn't you? See, you're pretty. Look how handsome he is. You're so handsome. You're so handsome, and you smell good, too. You want to sit down right here on my blanket? You want to sit? Go ahead. That's a good boy. Welcome to Restorative Yoga. Hi, my name is Kellie, and Maxwell, come here. Maxwell, come here. You've got to see Maxwell again. Come here. Maxwell, come here. Come here. This is Maxwell and Maxwell's chicken. So welcome. So today's Restorative Yoga class, we're going to specifically talk about the lower back while we move and while we sit in poses and stretch. So I want you to relax and let go of any of your stresses in the moment and be present. We'll finish with legs up the wall. I'll talk about legs up the wall again. And so let's have a nice restoration. Okay, so lie down on your mat. I'm placing my blanket underneath my head, and my other props I'm just leaving on the side. All right? So lie down on your back. Maxwell, you got to move out of the way. There. Okay. So feet on the floor, knees dropped out. Place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. And close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Feel your whole body kind of melt into the earth. Breathing in and breathing out. So your knees are pointing in, resting on each other. Starting practice with breath, with your breathing, focusing in on your breath. Making your intentions in class to remain present. Even though your thoughts come and go, bring your coming back to being in the practice and in your body. Inhale through your nose, a deep breath of air. Open your mouth and exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more breath, just like that. And then exhale. Maxwell, you got to move a little bit. Move your butt. Move your butt. There we go. All right. Now bring your knees into your chest. Kind of rock up a little bit. Get your lower back settled onto the floor. And don't hug the legs in. Just have your hands on your shins or your knees. And just relax. So no need to pull in tightly like we normally do in yoga. But just right here to settle the lower back. And then using your hands, make a gentle circle with your hands. So you're rotating the knees, the hips. Just do that one direction for time. And then pause for just a breath. And then exhale and go the opposite direction. I'm pulling out to the side and then just gently pulling in and then to the other side and away. Keep circling, making circles with your hands, holding your knees. You can keep your eyes open right here. And then pause. Extend your legs up straight, bend your knees, and then, or Extend the knees. Now bend the knees and then straighten. Just do that a few times. Bend and straighten. Try to straighten as much as you can. Keep your lower back on the floor. And now set your feet on the floor. Arms out to the side like a T, Texas T. Back of your hands on the floor, feet out wide. So I bring my feet out to to fill the edge of my mat. And then drop the knees to one side and then the other. So gentle massaging of the lower back on the mat as you rock from side to side, and the weight transfers from one side to the other. And then tip the knees over to one side and hold. Turn your gaze the opposite direction of your knees. And if you want to, you can pick the outside knee, ankle up and place it on the outside of the other knee. Stay on the insole of your foot. And breathe, pull your back towards the floor. Just for another breath. And then set your foot down wide, tip your knees over to the other side and hold. Pull your back towards the floor or contract your abs towards the floor. Turn your head the opposite direction. Pick your ankle up and place it on the outside of your knee. Again, pull the abs in, lower back towards the floor. And then release that. We're going to roll over to the side. Be very careful, gentle as you roll over. Press yourself up to a seated position. And grab your blanket and make your blanket a little bit thicker. So I'm rolling mine this way. You can also roll it into a smaller rectangle like that. And then sit up on your blanket. So when you are seated, like on a flat surface on the floor, not in a chair, having your hips up higher so your lumbar spine can relax is much more comfortable. So you can even put something just underneath the sitting bones. So that's the point. Your legs are forward. The knees are forward like that. Good. All right. So now I want you to hold your knees and round your back. Pull your belly in. And then bring your chest through and look up. Round the spine, cat-cow. And then open up the chest in the front. Good. Round the spine again. Looking down, tuck your chin, pull your navel to your spine. And then open up the chest again. Okay, so just lightly turning, we're going to twist to the right. Bring your right fingers over behind your hip and the left hand over to the outside of your leg. And turn and look over your shoulder. Lift up your chest, your heart. Just a light twist. But press down in the opposing leg. Just press that hip down so that your hip guides the turn. And then center up, and then change sides. So opposite side, fingers on the floor, hand on the outside of your leg, and turn. And then kind of gently press down on that opposite side. And then center. Now you're going to come onto your knees and your hands. Place the blanket underneath your knees. And let's cat-cow on your hands and your knees a few times. So spread your fingers apart, press the top of your feet into the floor. Lower your belly towards the floor. Abs contracted as you round your spine into cat pose. Then lower. And then round up. Press your feet into the floor. Lower your belly towards the floor, looking forward. And then round. Make sure your hands are out far enough so you've got your knees underneath your hips. Sometimes it's a little bit too close, and that can crowd the lumbar spine. Do that cat-cow a few more times. Then grab your book, or if you only have a pillow, you can place the pillow just so you have some height. So turn, or whatever height you have, go to the medium height of, if you have a block. Bring your right foot forward, if you can do that, and shift your hips forward. Place your hands on the taller surface. If you don't have anything, just hands on the inside of your foot. Shift your hips forward, press your toes into the floor. So what we're doing is we're stretching the psoas muscle, your hip flexor, because your hip flexor directly relates to your lower back. It goes through the hip and attaches to your lumbar spine. So keeping your hip flexors flexible is important. Being seated a lot can make them tighter, and flexors can just be tight in general. So they can require some attention. Turn your head right and left. And then slowly bring the hips back and flex your foot in the front if that's okay. So you're just doing a light flexion of the foot in the front. Press your heel down into the floor. Move up to a higher position. Pull your toes back. Press your heel down. Look forward, hamstring stretch. Press the top of the foot into the floor back there. And then start to lift up, slowly, slowly. Bring your foot to the floor, stabilize or balance. And standing on your knees, reach your arms. Draw your abs in. Do not worry about your lower back. Neutral position is very important here. You don't want to tuck. You just want to pull in. You want to knit in your front ribs. But that doesn't mean to tilt the pelvis. That just means to pull in the front ribs. And then put your palms together and clasp your fingers. Point your pointer fingers. Now let's do a lateral flexion over to the one side. And turn your gaze up if you'd like to, or down. Separate your knees wider if you need to. I hope you're on a surface that's comfortable. Bring your fingers up and then lean over to the other side. Feel the other side stretching. Turn your gaze up. Inhale and lift. Now bring the arms to your sides. Spring and place the left foot forward. So gently bring that foot up. Place your block, book, object, arm extender. Shift your hips forward. And then maybe bring the hand down to the floor, or both hands on the object. Pressure your toes into the floor, lift your heart, stretching the hip flexors on the other side. So my stance is wider. My toes turned out makes it a little bit more comfortable. And breathe. Inhaling. Exhaling. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take another breath. And then as you exhale, slowly bring your hips back and flex your foot in the front. I'm just going to slightly move my heel over so I'm more balanced. Lift your heart. Inhaling. Exhaling. Put your hand firmly on the object. Fingers down. Or you can even get some height on that side with folding your blanket. Inhaling and exhaling. Lift your heart. Abs contracted. And then bring your knee underneath you. And now we're going to do a different type of leaning pose. This stretch is good for the hip down to the IT band, down to the knee. So reach your arms up, and again clasp your hands, point your pointer fingers, cross your thumbs, and just lean over to the left. La la. Spit it out. Reaching your arms. Inhale and lift. I just saw a school bus go by for the little kids that get to go back to school. Now lean over to the other side. Inhaling. I should be present. I just got distracted. Inhale. Bring the arms down. Now, place the hands on the floor. Bring your knees out wide. Get your pillow. Pull it in to your blanket. Keep your knees on the blanket. Try to get the pillow right between the knees if that's okay. And then you're going to put your torso on top of the pillow in child's pose, but turning the head. So turning your head to the left to start with. Your palms and your forearms and elbows are just relaxing on the mat. So just think, fully relax on the prop supporting your body. So intentionally allowing the muscles to release by holding for a period of time. Allowing also for your body and mind to de-stress. With your breath deepening. Try not to let your breath become short. I'll remind you of that. It's easy to forget. Your breath. But in this class specifically, very important. So as you inhale, lift your body up. And then we're just going to change sides. So arms on the other side. Turning your head the other side. Arms on either side of the pillow and turn your head. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling, Exhaling. Breathe in and breathe out. Push into the floor, lift up, and move the bolster the other direction. And you can sit on your blanket. So just kind of scoop your legs to the side and turn and bring your legs over your pillow. And my knees are turned out in kind of a bound angle pose. So feet together and block or something that has height. So reach your arms over. Think about the pose yogi squat or malasana. This pose is specifically to lengthen the back, the lumbar spine equally by just folding over with your knees bent, but coming between the legs. So if you think of the yogi squat, your elbows are between your knees and your body's between your knees. So very similar pose. Relax your neck by placing your head on something. Take another couple of breaths, inhaling, exhaling, breathe in, and breathe out. Then start to lift. Place your block on the floor and move the bolster. You can stay seated on your blanket. If you need to, you can prop something up underneath your knees. Something's not very high though. So bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh and look down the leg. Then turn your torso towards the leg that's extended, the left leg in this case. Place your block underneath your knee over here for support. This is about the hamstring, the back of the other leg. We're just gently walking your hands in, look forward. Lift your heart, inhaling, and then exhaling. So the stretch stretches the outside or the lumbar spine, the QL muscle in particular, which attaches to the top of the hip and then the ribs, the lower ribs. Or the spine. Reaching your hands forward all along the backside. That's the point. Then bring that in, walk your hands in, shoulders roll back, and then extend the right leg out. Bring your left foot to the inner thigh. Place the block underneath your knee for comfort. And look forward, turn your body towards the leg that's extended, and then walk your hands forward along the leg, inhaling, exhaling, and lower more, just a little bit more. And you don't have to necessarily hold tension in the leg, just holding the stretch by leaning in. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Take another deep breath. And exhale. Then inhale, walk your hands up the leg. And then place the soles of your feet together. If your heels are farther away from the groin, it makes it easier. The closer it is in, your heels are towards your growing, the harder. You can grab your big toes right here, or just have your hands on your feet. Blocks underneath the knees if you need that, or maybe you prop the bolster under one and the block under the other. And then just kind of lean forward. Here, stretching your inner thigh muscles gently. Bound ankle pose. Lift your heart and lean in a little bit more and hold, breathe, and breathe out. Inhaling, exhaling. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Then inhale and lift up. Place your hands on the outside of your knees, bring your legs in close to each other, and then extend your legs out straight. Slide off of your blanket and move the blanket up to where your head will rest. Grab your belt, strap, robe, sash, something. And lower down on the mat comfortably. Situate yourself so you're comfortable and not distracted. Lower back on the floor. Now we're just going to bring both legs up and gently pull the legs in. Just a little gentle tug. Place your left foot on the floor and then place the strap around your right foot. Extend the leg up straight, and then you can even up the strap or the belt or whatever it is. You could also use a towel right here. So flex the foot towards your shin. So this gentle stretch, the weight of the arms pulling the leg in, stretching your hamstring. We're just going to hold this for several breaths. So enough time to allow the muscle to open up. And you'll feel the difference. You'll feel as time goes by, the changes happen. And if you close your eyes, you're able to see that or feel that even more. Less distractions with the eyes closed and being able to be more present with the eyes closed. Then hold the strap in your right hand. And if you want to, you can extend the left leg out straight. Press your hand down on the inside or the outside of the front side of the thigh. And then lower your leg over to the right. Gently and slowly. Reach your left arm over to the left. Bend your knee if you need to. Otherwise, try to straighten the leg as much as you can. And you also want to press the left leg down into the mat. So don't let the hip drop or lift up. Turn your heel up and your toes down just slightly. One more breath in. Begin to lift your leg slowly and change over to the other hand. You can bend your knee right here and make that a little more comfortable. Bring the knee across the body to the other side. And then reach the right arm over to the right. And you can set your foot on the floor or put your foot on the opposite leg and just keep the knee pointing the opposite direction. By the way, your toes point the same direction as your knees. Always. Squatting, anything. Start to lift up, lower back on the floor, extend that leg up straight and change to the other foot. And lower the right foot to the floor first. And just keep that knee bent. Let's make this easy. Foot in the strap. Then if you want to, or not if you want to, do this. Grab the strap with your left hand. And reach the right arm over to the right. Then lower your leg all the way over. I prop up on my elbow just to have that little kickstand going on. And if you want to, you can extend the right leg out straight. Press into the front thigh. Just notice what's going on differently on this side. Turn your gaze the opposite direction of your leg. And with this right leg, press that leg down. Press the calf down to the floor. That really gets a good stretch for the flexors. Begin to lift your leg, change your grip to the other hand, and bend your knee or keep the leg straight. Leg goes over to the other side, and your toes are definitely pointing the same direction as your knee. Reaching the arm over, good. Looking out or close your eyes. Feeling the hip stretch, the outside of your leg stretch. You can even take your thumb and press into the hip crease right there, lengthening the hips or the hip. Now lift your leg straight up, straight up, straight up, and remove your strap. Place the strap on the floor. Let's go to the wall. Legs up the wall. So roll over to the side, push yourself up, move the bolster or blanket or pillow block, and so the back of my head is going to be facing you. All right, so here we go. I'm going to show you how to do this gently. So come up to the wall, not all the way, just close. Then get onto your elbows. Kind of gaze around, look around, take it in for a moment. Enjoy the ride, right? Don't just get to the destination. And then lower down all the way. Bring your legs up. So the farther you are away from the baseboard, the easier it is on your hamstrings. If you've got good flexibility in your hamstrings, then you can come all the way up to the baseboard. If you need to have, if your legs are quivering or if you're shaking because it's too much, then get, I'm trying to get my blanket. Now, how am I going to get that back out there? There we go. I want to put the blanket underneath my head. So, and then I'm going to tuck it underneath my neck so my neck is supported like that. So, here's the deal. Legs up the wall. Legs up the wall is like one of these poses that just allows your lower back to completely relax. The benefits are amazing. Straightening the spine. Removes pressure on the lower lumbar area. And also I've read that it drains lactic acid from the legs. So if you had a hard workout, This is the restoration pose to do. So if you can't do a program of restorative yoga, this is really all you need because it does so much for you. So relaxing the lower body. Your arms to the side, relaxed, palms turned up. The weight of the legs down in the hip sockets, leveling the hips. And if you don't want to just zone out, you can also, if you do this regularly, like once a day, you can actually check your emails while you're in this position, right? Or check your text or whatever you're doing on your phone. So it doesn't have to necessarily be about the mind. It can just be about the body. But if you want to get the full effect of legs up the wall, get into a breathing pattern where you're breathing in deeply through the nose and then fully exhaling out slowly, piercing the lips a little bit. Inhaling through the nose and then exhaling. Inhale and exhale. And if you want to, you can bring your feet together like this and let your heels just kind of slide down. And you can support the knees with the hands, so like a kickstand again. No need to push or make this uncomfortable or difficult. Nice. Now bring your knees in towards each other. And we're just going to roll over to the side. All the way. And then you'll push your hand into the floor and lift to a seated position. We'll finish on our backs, but let's sit for a moment on your blanket. So your legs are forward of the blanket. Reach. And then exhale, let's lean to the side. So lean over to the right. Reach the left arm up and over your ear. Bring the shoulder back. Press your hand into the floor firmly. Pull your elbow in. And then let's reach over to the other side. So hand on the floor, and then reach, elbow in, looking up, or you can look down. And then bring that over. Grab your pillow, place the pillow like this. You want to stay seated on the blanket, but sweep your feet over so they're out behind you. And you want to bring the leg that's on top forward of the leg that's on bottom. If your leg is, if if your bottom leg is forward of your upper leg, it's kind of awkward. So bring the top leg over the bottom leg, and then you're just going to place your hand on the outside of the pillow and then turn your body. So my thigh is perpendicular to the long pillow, right? And then place your left hand, square your shoulders, walking your hands down along the bolster, and then lower down. Turn your gaze to your focal point out to the direction your knees are going in. Relax your forearms and your palms on the floor. Now push into your hands and your forearms. So that was about a minute. Lift up and just turn and face away from the pillow, right? And here you can bring your feet together again, grab your ankles and lean forward. Turn your head right and left. Lift your heart. Bound angle pose. Lift up your shoulders, your chest, sit up tall, and then tip your knees over the opposite direction. Bring your right leg forward of the left shin, or the upper leg forward of the other shin. I'm not sure what side you're on. I'm on this side. Bring your hand to the outside. Yep. And then bring your other hand to the other side. Turn your shoulders squared. This thigh is perpendicular to your long pillow. Walk your hands along the pillow and set your forearms down. I think this is my favorite stretch, or my favorite restorative pose. It's not really a stretch. There's a little bit of stretch going on for your back, your lower back. And then your hip, little inner thigh stuff going on over there on the left side. So there is stretch going on, but it's also just propped up, positioned to restore. Staying present, inhaling, exhaling. Move your hips around if it feels awkward or uncomfortable. Don't just stay just because you landed there, right? Take another deep breath of air in through the nose and then out of the mouth, piercing the lips. Slide your hands in and lift up your chest off the pillow and move the pillow over to the side. And here we are, the end of class. I'm going to turn my mat again this way. Finishing in Shavasana for 2 minutes. So place your blanket where your head will go, and then move your bolster where your feet will go. So you can move that around once you put your head on the floor. Get your head comfortable. Maybe you roll the blanket up underneath the neck. Then place your feet up on the bolster and your feet together, knees out to the side. Bring the hands and arms out at the same angle as your legs in bound angle pose. And close your eyes, wiggle around, get comfortable. So the legs out, allowing for the hips to open and the lower back to release. So your spine is neutral, don't press it to the floor. Just relax. Visualizing your breath of air going in the nose. A long deep breath. Then fully exhale it out through the mouth. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Inhale through the nose. Exhale it out through the mouth. The next breath, place your right hand on your belly and the left hand on your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Keep your focus, even though we're finishing class. Bring the legs together and move the pillow out of the way. And then you're going to roll and keep rolling and push to a seated position. Bring your legs so you can sit up on your blanket. And bring the hands to the top of the knees. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, feel the shoulders lift. And then exhale that out. Bring the hands together. Feel the palms touching each other. Edge of the hands to the middle of your brow, the mind's eye, the third eye. In gratitude and in thanks. Then bring the edge of the hands to the heart, bowing your chins. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for practicing and taking care of yourselves. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it a lot. Leave me a comment if you did this program, even if you didn't do the live. If you're watching the recording, I'd love to know that you watched the live recording, even if you watch it on YouTube. All right, so leave me comments, please. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. See you next time. Bye.